You need to put up your hands, those who drink whiskey, and you must say what kind of whiskey do you drink. Okay? But yeah, we want to say thank you very much for them bringing the cake. But then, as I said this morning, and I shared with Mr. Biggs, you know, even though the circumstances that he is in, a little book that I use, he must always remember that God is there for him. It doesn't matter if he can't see, it doesn't matter if he's in a wheelchair, God is always there. And for him personally, in his own way, he needs to rejoice and he needs to sing God's praises. This is what I read out of the book this morning. And the years that lies ahead doesn't belong to him, it belongs to God, but God shares it with him. And if he is the faithful person that he's always been, who knows? He may reach Auntie Dinah's age, or he may reach Mrs. Betts' age. Mrs. Betts is not here. She will be 100 in August. We're burying we're not burying. There is somebody's funeral tomorrow that would have been 98. And I've been looking at the people from 90 to 100.
Sure.
And in that category, we've got about 11 people from 90 to 100. Yeah. And so I did my little bit of sums. But as I said, I know Mr. Biggs as a postman. I stayed in Ross Street. He was the postman at Maitland Post Office. And sometimes when I was in high school, they used to call me to come and play soccer for the Maitland Postman, which I did. And that is how I came to know him. Obviously, there are other times that I knew him through many other organizations. But this is the man who celebrates his 100 years today. Sorry,
91.
his 91 years today. And it's an absolute joy to have your dad with us. Okay? I said this morning, it doesn't matter what happens. You know, we are just grateful that we can care for people. As I said, when we look at the ages of the people, this home is blessed. I don't know about other homes, but you know, for us, it's an absolute blessing to have our seniors with us. Yes, it's not easy, but we manage. It's tough, and yet we come through the toughness, the ups and the downs. So let us pray for Mr. Biggs. Father, you are the person who's responsible for life. You are responsible for allowing us to make use of that life. You give us the privilege, because of life, that we can share in part of your creation. And so this afternoon, because of that life, and Mr. Biggs being part of your creation, we are so glad that today he can celebrate 91 years. And throughout that 91 years, you have been with him. Because in Matthew 28, verse 20, you make it quite clear that you would never leave us, nor would you forsake us. You would be with us until the end of this age. So you've carried Mr. Biggs in the palm of your hands for 91 years. There's no boundaries to your love, to your attitude of forgiveness, to your caring, to your sharing, and to the father that you've been to Mr. Biggs, because he's your son. You've created. There's no boundaries